Well, hey, it's good to see you again. My name is Jada Ben, and welcome back to another Wax Showcase video where you fooled all the people with magic. Yeah, you waited on Satan's fall.
We gotta throw the whole world away now that Ozzy's dead. I just feel so empty inside.
I know, man. It's not the same without him. This entire episode is dedicated to the eternal legacy of one Ozzy Osbourne. It's been a difficult couple of days, and didn't want to rush through making this video until I really felt like I had the right words to say. But we're back today. We're going to talk about some awesome stuff, including what we got playing in the background just right over there today, and that is going to be Aquilus with their album Gracias, released in 2011 on Blood Music. I picked this up in New Mexico. We talked about it in a previous Wax Showcase video. Just a lot of folk, a lot of death metal, and a really good ethereal sense behind it all. Definitely recommend checking this out. This was, I believe, was the 2018 reissue. It has been reissued very recently. I'm going to leave a link to that down in the description. Definitely for you guys to go and check this out. Had this on my rotation very recently, and definitely think it is worth your time. Aquilus Gracias playing in the background just right over there today. Well, as I was just saying a moment ago, very recently we have lost one Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. So I figured what better way to pay tribute than by to talk about one of his albums here on the Wax Showcase series. And that album is none other than Diary of a Madman, released in 1981 on Jet Records. This is one of the very first pressings. I think that was the actual label that this was released on. My copy, as you can see, is definitely a little bit older, but I can definitely tell you it has gotten some great love here at home, here in Austin, Texas. I picked this up, I believe, in Brownsville, Texas, a good couple of years ago. But very happy to have this in my collection. One of my favorite Ozzy Osbourne records. Of course, the godfather of metal. This is his second album. And this was a big proving ground, especially just to prove that the first album wasn't a fluke and that the band itself definitely has some longevity. And I think this proved as much. Some awesome tracks on here, such as Over the Mountain, Flying High Again, which reference just right over here. You Can't Kill Rock and Roll, a very good sentiment to live by. And one of my favorites being the title track, Diary of a Madman. My story with Ozzy Osbourne is I discovered him in 2009 or 2010 when I was just a little boy playing Guitar Hero World Tour on my Nintendo Wii a good long time ago. I discovered tracks like Mr. Crowley and Crazy Train, but that later led me to discover albums like Diary of a Madman, and then eventually go back and discover all the Black Sabbath stuff, my favorite Sabbath album being the self-titled debut. But just sad to hear the news. I was at work when I got the news, and let me tell you, it felt like an absolute sucker punch. But I know the Prince of Darkness will forever live on in our hearts, and albums such as this. I have the standard black edition. This did not come with an insert. I assume it was supposed to, but again, I bought this secondhand, so I don't specifically know. I'll leave a note on screen if there is supposed to be an insert, and maybe I'll put some pictures up if I can find them. Don't believe there's a limitation specified. I know this did get reissued a couple of years ago for its anniversary. So eventually I may upgrade and get another copy, because this one is definitely getting some wear and tear. But what a fitting way. Ozzy, forever, rest in peace. Until the next earthly plane holds us. I hope to see your music again someday, and say hi to Randy for us. Ozzy Osbourne, Diary of a Madman. Let's bring up the vibes just a little bit with this next one. Recently saw some awesome concerts at the Chess Club, of all places, one of the smallest venues in Austin, Texas, but it definitely packed in some awesome vibes. I posted some of these videos on my channel already, but today we're here to talk about Eternal with Cryptic Lust, released in 2024 on Carbonized Records. And as you can see in all of its glory, mine assigned 1, 2, and 3. 3 members from the lineup. I believe this was a 4-piece when this album was recorded. I believe we're missing only their bass player, but had an absolute blast catching these guys in support of this tour on one of their very first US tours, sponsored by Carbonized Records. The other bands on that bill was Morta from San Antonio, Eternal Spawn from Dallas, and Feed Your Body to the Void from Austin, some great friends of ours. But this album is just nothing short of grinding, heavy, disgusting death metal. Awesome tracks on here, including Hammer of Eternal Torment, which actually had a little intro snippet on the very, very beginning of that set that I posted, as well as being played at the very, very end. Spectral Immolation being a personal favorite of mine. Absolutely love that main riff. It is nothing short of diabolical. Cryptic Lust, the title track. And finally, Cauldron of Entrails, which I have the set list. They did not play it. It was right at the very, very end. So unfortunately, that one was skipped out, which is a shame because that's a personal favorite of mine. These guys were super, super nice and had some very, very interesting little interactions with them. I actually held Emilio's guitar beforehand, and then the guitar string snapped in the very, very first song. So I joked with him that I cursed him, and he laughed it off. He thought it was hilarious. But just absolutely incredible people. Their drummer right now is Xander, who I believe plays in Nuclear Remains, and a bunch of other projects. So definitely one of the more well-versed modern death metal drummers going right now. Their performance was just nothing short of incredible. And again, it was an all-around good vibe across the board. The variant that I had picked up for this one was the black, white, and blue tri-color merge. I don't believe there was a limitation specified on this, but if I can find one, I will put it on the screen for you. Absolutely gorgeous record pressing, and just an incredible death metal album that definitely should be worth your time. I know not a lot of people talked about this when it came out. I did a little listening to it right as it came out, kind of fell off my radar, picked up sort of towards the end of the year. I believe I ended up placing it about my top 60 for 2024, but ever since that tour got announced, I've been going back and diving into it. I really feel like I undershot this album a significant amount, so definitely giving it the love it deserves right now. Eternal Cryptic Lust, go check it out. Links down in the description. Go buy a copy, go support these guys, and go catch them if they go on tour again. You won't regret it, trust me. We're going to stick in that sort of disgusting death metal vein, except we're going to go talk about 2025, as well as some label mates of Eternal, and those are the dudes in Clairvoyance with Chasm of Immurement, released in 2025 on Carbonized Records. These dudes are from Poland, and easily, probably, as of this moment in time, as of August 1st, me recording this, probably my favorite death metal album of the year so far. Just nothing short of massive, chasmic, disgusting, cavernous, vile death metal. Seriously, just disgusting. Absolutely love this. I jammed this on my way home from work, and I really had to try to stop myself from headbanging because obviously, the riffs were super, super heavy. This is only a 6-track album, so some of my favorites on here being Hymn of the Befouled, Flesh Machine, Blood Divine, and Monument to Dread. Definitely not seeing a whole lot of people talk about this. I know this only just came out a couple of weeks ago, but I still feel like it's definitely worth your time. I hadn't known much about these guys prior. Apparently they had done an album before that. I may actually try to dive into that maybe later in the year, especially when releases are getting to slow down a little bit. But definitely really happy to have it. Just an awesome album across the board. The particular variant that I grabbed for this one is the Clear with Blue Smoke, otherwise known as the Sapphire Marble. It's kind of got this metallic sheen to the blue smoke. I'm not sure if it's picking up on the camera there, but just an awesome variant across the board. Just diabolical. I hope these dudes will make their way to the United States at some point. I have been starting to go back into Carbonized announced records, as well as records that have come out this year already that I've somehow missed. And it seems like these dudes were at the top of me wanting to check them out, but definitely recommend it. With Clairvoyant, Chasm of Immurement. We got 2 more to finish this one out today. We're going to talk about another album that didn't really get around to last year, but it has definitely made some strides in my enjoyment of this band this year. I am talking about Haywire with For Better or For Worse, released in 2024 on Days Records. I believe I called the label Days of Future Past Records in the past. My bad. But Boston, hardcore, all day, every day, just nothing short of super catchy, super fun, and probably my anthems of the summer, with some awesome songs on here, including Feeling Depressed, Clock Tower Place, which has been stuck in my head for the better part of about a month and a half now. There's also 2 demos on here as well, and there's a song on here called Love Song, which was featured in a split that they just did with another group that came out this year. Hopefully I'll try to pick up a copy of that sometime very, very soon. These dudes are nothing short of so much fun. I caught them at the Sagebrush in Austin, Texas on the Not So Fun weekend pre-show. They ended up playing the full show as well, but sadly I was not feeling so good, so I ended up going home after Suburban Scum left the stage, but had myself a grand old time nonetheless. Here's your insert for you right there. Just really, really good and very, very wholesome. This is a very wholesome album, and I'm kind of glad that I've come around on it, because I feel like 2024 me didn't appreciate this, and now 2025 me is picking up the slack where 2024 me was leaving things off. The particular variant that we have here is the Clear with Green Smoke, with the Iron Chris screen print on the B-side. Definitely really, really cool. I picked this up through Discogs secondhand. So, if somebody else is not enjoying this album as much as I am, I figured, I might as well pick up a copy myself. Haywire, for better or for worse, highly recommend checking it out. Links down in the description. And finally, for today's episode, we're going to talk about some of the coolest packaging that we have seen on this year, and that is Sodom with the Arsonist, released in 2025 on Steamhammer/SPV Records. The German thrash titans are back once again. Funny enough, this was the former winner of my 2020 album of the year with their album Genesis 19, and they are back. I have picked up the box set, so we'll go through all the contents of this just here in a moment, but this is the band's just another incredible album by these German thrash titans. These dudes do not miss. Some awesome songs on here, including the title track, Trigger Discipline probably being my favorite on here, Gun Without Groom, Tapophobia, and Obliteration of the Eons. This also features a bonus EP, but we'll get to that in just a second. A lot of really cool things featured in this box set, including a Sodom the Arsonist patch, as well as a little album sticker. This was also a multi-format box, so we have the cassette edition on clear with black liner shells. We have the Digipack CD version as well, which I thought was super, super cool. I love the images on the inner part here as well. Just a really, really cool edition. Definitely something I'm gonna put on my phone here in the very, very near future. I take my CDs and put them on my computer, but still cool to have also. We have the standard gatefold edition on top of that as well, featuring an awesome wide gatefold. Here's the back cover for you. And the particular variant for this one is a clear with black, white, and gray splatter. Finally, we got the little bonus EP featuring some tracks recorded, I believe, in December of 2022 in Germany. This did not have a particular name for it. It does say live right here, so I'm assuming that's the name of the EP, just live EP. That comes on this awesome yellow marbled saw blade edition. This thing is very, very pointy, very, very spiky, as it's poking holes in the little gatefold sleeve that it's got here. It came with this awesome insert as well, just so you guys can check that out. Had a really, really cool time listening to this, considering this is mostly just Genesis 19 material, which is, again, one of my favorite albums that the band has ever done. Finally, the box is concluded with a little postcard on the back here. This edition was not signed, where the Genesis 19 box was signed. And also it came with a massive poster as well, so don't feel like pulling that out right now, but I can pull it up on screen if I can find the full laid out version of it as well. But Sodom, definitely not a massive fan of this album in comparison to Genesis 19. I don't think this is the band's best work, but I definitely think this is one that is still worth a listen, even in the lowest points of this album as well. Definitely think you should check it out nonetheless. Sodom with the Arsonist. And finally, that is going to wrap it up for today's episode. It's been a long couple of days. I hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful couple of months. It is August. Fingers crossed I'm going to be back to doing some more videos very, very soon. We are almost about to hit 75 subscribers as of me recording this. 74, as I believe, right now. If we hit 75 subscribers before this video gets uploaded, I very, very much appreciate it. Nonetheless, you guys absolutely rule. I've got something planned for 100 subscribers, and hopefully we'll get to that in the very, very near future. But in the meantime, stay safe, stay metal, and I'll see you next time.